Girl did some PC shit. Hoover. Girl turned Muslim. He dropped his flag on Hoover. He was a Crip when he went to jail, and he dropped his flag. I ain't seen nowhere on the Crip application where you can drop your flag for 16, 15 years and then get out of prison and then come back and control and be the whole leader of LA. No, once you drop your flag, it's over with. Whether you turn Muslim, Christian, or whatever, and that's what he did. Big U was a Muslim his whole time in prison. I seen a blog where he said he knocked out like 30 Mexicans or whatever. Right. I wasn't there for that. I didn't hear anything about that in prison. You know what I mean? But that's my assessment of him. You know what I mean? Basically, like, he was a Muslim in jail. That was the last time I seen him. I believe his name was Hannibal.
Hannibal.
And he wasn't just a Muslim. He was a bean pie Muslim.
Like what is a bean pie Muslim?
A bean pie, a Malcolm X. He dropped,
like he was in the Nation of Islam.
Yes, completely. He was no longer seen as a Crip. And to illustrate that, even that fact a bit more, we had a situation to where my gang and I'm saying the neighborhoods went to war. I'm saying when I was in prison, and Big U, which was Hannibal at the time, he basically got a pass. The day my homeboy Straw Dog, HRP from 07, got killed in Folsom, I was in Hot Desert, and my celly was the homie from 11 Deuce, you know what I mean? And he had the yard, basically meaning that he was like, he had the keys, and you know what I mean? He was a little bit older than me, and he knew a lot of different, older, gang members from different gangs, and he was, fairly acquainted with, Big U, who name was Hannibal at the time. And on the day that Straw Dog HIP got killed, they call yard recall. So everybody's going back to their assigned building, and as we were going to our buildings, we getting tidbits of different information about what happened. First we heard that it was a riot in Folsom, and then we heard that a black got killed, and then we heard that it was a black on black situation. So we're waiting to go back in our buildings for yard recall, and Hannibal comes through the work exchange gate, and he's calling my big homie, and he's basically asking to speak to him. And at this time, we in High Desert, so it's one man. It means that like it's wartime, and then in prison, it's a situation to where it's probably like 30 or 40 blacks to 200 or 300 white boys and Mexicans. So if I'm asleep, you have to be up. If I gotta go take a piss, you gotta come with me. You know what I mean? So the day in question that we were talking about, you hurried over and talked to the home, and I was a few feet away from, where they were talking at. And he explained, he said, Assalamu alaikum, brother. I'm sorry for your loss, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And the homie looked at him like, what you talking about? And he, went on to say, oh, I'm sorry, you didn't know, Assalamu alaikum. You know what I mean? He gave a name of the dude from 40s who killed the homie, and explained to us that the 60s didn't have nothing to do with it. And at that point, the homie explained to him that we would investigate it, thanks for the information, et cetera, et cetera. So when he walked back to me, because I was only standing a few feet away, he asked me, did I hear it? I heard it. So now I know that it's war. And at this time, I'm probably 19, 20 years old. And like I said, it's yard recall. So we had the information that we needed that the homie, you know what I'm saying, died, you know what I'm saying, by the hands of, you know what I'm saying, the neighborhoods. So immediately we plotting revenge. I mean, one of ours dead, we gonna make one of y'all dead too. So the only neighborhood 60s, actually the only neighborhoods that was up there was, I believe, Little Squeak was behind the wall, and Hannibal, which was formerly known as Big U. So now it's to the point to where our building officers are calling us by name to come in. You know, me, and so I was like saying, like, let's get Big U. But one of my older homies who was a Muslim, you know, kind of like, not even kind of like pretty much told me, Gumby, shut the fuck up. And he explained to me that that's not Big U. His name is Hannibal. And he explained to me the difference between a devout Muslim and him. And what he said, he like, look, I go to Juma, you know what I'm saying? And I, you know what I'm saying, believe in Allah, and I practice as much as I can, but I straddle the fence because I'm still over here dealing with Hoover politics and prison politics. But Hannibal, which is Big U, you know, he adopted the Islamic culture completely. He dropped his flag. In our community, you can't do that. That's equivalent to PCing up without PCing up. Like, if I'm a gang member and I turn Christian, Muslim, or non-affiliate, or I don't bang no more, I'm a second-rate citizen now. And what I mean by that's like PCing up. PCing up means that you go into protective custody, right? But when you turn Christian or Muslim or any of these other different religious denominations, right? What you're doing is that you're stepping back from all of the politics, from all of the gang politics. You know what I'm saying? You're living your life for God. You know what I mean? So that's what I'm saying Big U chose to do. So for 15 plus years, this man was a fucking Muslim. No disrespect to the Muslims, because I got big homies that's high ranking Islamic, I'm saying, figures. I'm saying, actually one of the homies is actually one of the one of the Farrakhan's bodyguards. I'm saying, and these are the people who, I'm saying, I were in prison with, I'm saying, and helped me, I'm saying, be who I am. You know what I mean? So I don't mean no disrespect to the Muslim community or, you know what I'm saying, anything like that. But I feel disrespected because he even played the religious card.
I'm honestly conflicted about this situation. I do believe OG Gumby to a certain extent, but we've also heard stories from other inmates about how Big U operated while he was locked up. If what's being said is true, and Big U really gave someone's name to the Hoovers, then yeah, he's in violation. All he had to do was say that the Rolling 60s weren't involved in that particular incident, and leave it at that. As for him being Muslim, I'd have to look into that more. I don't recall ever hearing Big U speak on his religion directly. I've heard him talk about trying to be productive and helping guide younger guys away from the lifestyle that he used to live, but nothing too specific beyond that. So if you enjoy the content, make sure you become an exclusive member to the family and hit that subscribe button.